We have a daily challenge to do today. Rainy season? That sounds nice. I like rain. So for today we are playing with Hellhorned Melting Remnant, the exiled version still, Shardtail Queen, Queen Simpling and Primitive Mold. Accompanying our train stewards on this run. We have multiplier, your pyre gets multi-strike 1. Hopefully we won't need that ever. Enemy units enter with spikes 1 and musical chairs, which is always an annoying thing. Glad to hear that, Rock Bogglesworth. So this is interesting. Shardtail Queen plus Pain Train. It's a pretty nice combo if you don't go Imperialist path, because otherwise you will have a bad time. Well, not necessarily. You sacrifice the imps before they attack if you put the queen in front of them, so that still works. I forgot it was an action and not a resolve. So yeah, but Pain Train basically gives us an easy way to get rid of all our imps, which is very nice, no matter whether they are in front of the queen or behind her. That can be very nice. And we have Primitive Mold to reform the imps. They will no longer die to Pain Train once they're reformed, but they have Burnout then, so that might work very well too. I hope musical chairs is not too much of an issue, but we'll have to see. Scores for today are between 45.5k to slightly above 47k for the top score. Let's jump in and see what we get to play with. Hidden Passage and Dripfall. Okay, that's pretty awesome. And the Branding Right. We are fighting Pushback Talos, which is surprisingly not a problem because we have musical chairs anyways, so our order will not be ideal anyways, and yeah, basically we have to build around our floors, switching no matter the fact that we are fighting knockback Talos. We are also fighting Arcus with Rally and Incan Dark Shards and Seraph the Consumer. Take a look at the relic first. Railhammer versus Refracting Lenses. Refracting Lenses could be nice for the final boss, but I think I'm gonna go Railhammer instead. I feel like I don't want the Imperialist path to start out with. With Remnant as our secondary clan, that might actually not be a terrible idea. Imp Parade. Yeah, I think I want to go in Parade. Feels like it's gonna be more powerful scaling at least. And we already have good ways to get rid of our imps, so we don't need the Imperialist path. Non-boss enemy units enter with an extra 3 spikes, which makes it 4. Boss still has 1. I forgot! Slay with spikes. Not like the days really matter. Okay, this is annoying. These guys are super annoying with spikes against imps. I feel like we need a bigger imp here. So the imp gets hit, gets killed by the disciple foot soldier. Okay. I feel like we have to play branding right this turn, so we have a chance of beating the boss on the bottom floor. Oh no, these spikes slay again. I should have. Oh. Yeah, I need to play this a little differently. This spike slay interaction is very annoying. I obviously knew it exists, but I forgot about how it worked for a second. I should have used the daze this time. This works. This guy will pop the damage shield and then the Short-Tailed Queen gets the kill. Now, how do we beat the boss? That can be useful. What's left in the deck? Hidden Passage. It's gonna have Burnout 1, so it will only tank one hit, one round of combat. There's something in my eye. How did that even happen? Okay. So how do we deal with the boss? The boss is gonna have spikes as well, so we can't really rely on these imps blocking a lot of damage. Like, we can have one imp block one hit. If we play everything, we're pretty likely to draw branding right. That's correct, and we can play that on a train steward. Not on the queen, but at least on the train steward. We can't play everything is the problem, so the chances go down. Ah yeah, musical chairs. That's a thing. I forgot. Yep. I need some time to adapt to this challenge, so excuse me for making silly mistakes over and over again. This also keeps our queen much healthier. And it means I probably don't want to play the mold. Could I have done that last time? Because if so, I didn't need to restart. Welder helper molding imp went. Oh, that's pretty juicy. Which one do I choose? I like the welder helper, but the vent isn't bad either. The molding imp, these are all pretty much about the same in power level, I think. I'm gonna take the welder helper. And I think we want the molded to target the imp we wanna have back. Yeah. With the mutators, the welder helper should be pretty solid. We want a unit that scales well with rage. Think I want to go to the left and get a Hellhorned unit. Multi-strike in the shop. We need to pick a unit here. It's gotta be a Steelwalker then. I don't really care that much about which unit I get here. Steelwalker is decent, but obviously not my first choice. But with multi-strike it doesn't really matter what we get. The most important thing is that we have something with multi-strike we can start scaling once we generate flashling imps. And yeah, the result for 9 armor at least makes sure that this guy lives for a while. Question is, do I want another upgrade on him? Do I want a strength stone? I feel like I do. Yeah, let's go. We could also buy a perch. What's next? Hursel's Horde Remnant Banner. Yeah, we don't need gold on the next floor. Let's buy a perch. Aggressive amulet for unit draft. Okay. That's 11 damage plus the spikes. This guy will take 13 on the first turn. But then gain back 9, so it's not a big problem. Nothing to reform right now. Tanks 1 hit. And this gets rid of the second hit. These guys are gonna switch places, but it doesn't matter. The Steelwalker will get the kill anyways, so should be fine. Never mind. Yeah, these backliners need to die. That's enough. Figured it would be. Our Steelwalker is dishing out a lot of damage. Hi Rosa, welcome. Fledgling imp, gimme gimme. Draft would scale well with Rage from the Fledgling Imps, as long as we can keep it alive, which is the real problem. Because as soon as it dies, it also loses all the Rage, so burnout units are not really a great fit for this deck, I think. It's a consumer of crowns. Sure. With the Imp Parade path, that should be playable pretty easily most of the time. Sketches requires us to remove a lot of cards. We picked up these extra imps, which are now a problem if we want to go the Sketches path. But Sketches Consumer is a surefire way to get a lot of score. We're doing it. Now we need every little bit of money we can get. Do I even want this event? What does it give me? Ember? I don't really need Ember that much. Yeah, if Sketches hits a lot of imps, we can play the consumer pretty early. That works too. So for now, that's still solid. If I remember right, the Abandoned Stave doesn't count the blights that get added into your deck from Seraph, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So it will be just +1 Ember. I'll carry these things around for a while. It's just 2 fights. We can do that. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna use them for, but I'm pretty sure we will find a use for them. Well, we hit a lot of imps, but they are gonna die pretty soon. Bottom floor is gonna be consumer, I think. We'll have enough imps though, most likely. Yeah, there we go. So one belongs on the top floor, then we can play 2 on this floor. Consumer will cost 0. I want consumer to attack first, which means I have to play it in the back because Telos shifts our order. And is there anything I want a hidden passage? No. There's not. Not the ideal order. Can we reform a welder helper? Yeah, I guess that's fine. How do we deal with this backline Forge Disciple? We'll have to see. Currently we don't really have a good way of dealing with them. These imps on this floor will die, which I actually want, so I'm gonna send another one up there. Actually, I should have just played the Impling. This one will die anyway, so let's just play an Impling. We can probably send a few Implings at Forge Disciple. That should help. Well, the helper again. This works out pretty decently. This is okay as well. We want as well Queen Simpling there. And I don't think I need to ascend or descend anything right now. But that allows me to get another train steward out. And we do have the kill on the bottom floor. Alloy of the Ancients, last stand. I don't think we are going the rage route anymore. So last stand seems less attractive. I can't use Devour of Death at all. I will take an Alloy of the Ancients though. And I think it's draw. Yeah, it can't be anything else. Now the question is, do we upgrade the Consumer to go to the Hellhorned and the Unstable Vortex next so we can dupe it? And then get some more removals here and maybe here. Seems like a good path. I will skip the card removals here in that case. Large stone, I mean that's not bad. Definitely a skip here. Large stone and quick. It's no multi-strike, but it should do. Maybe it's... I'm not sure. So that means we want to be... Oh, what do we want to do with the Chartel Queen? If we are not scaling a multi-strike or with Rage, I think we should go with Rally. So we can actually have her hit pretty hard. Let's get the Train Steward out so that if we don't hit our Consumer, we at least have a good chance of hitting multiple imps. So we could play Consumer on turn 1. We did hit the Consumer though, so that's nice. We just ascend this guy and then set up the bottom floor. There's the backliner. That's a little bit of a problem. I feel like that's the best solution right now. Finally we have enough damage to kill the Clip Guardians on the bottom floor. You know what? It's time to Ripfall you. Leaves us enough room to play a Queen's Inkling. And we should be able to kill the Clip Guardian with another Queen's Inkling next turn. Boom. This guy... I mean... we basically already won. Yeah. That's a lot of power we have on that bottom floor. When a card with Consume is played, that will happen quite often in the final fight, and we also have these Calcified Embers, which are gonna turn into Consume spells right after this fight. Another alloy? No. Tiresome Climb could be good, but I don't think I need it. We have Quick after all. Don't like these cards either. Let's dupe the Consumer. And let's get the final Train Stewards out of the deck. Next it's gonna be the Queen's Implings most likely. And the final removals become a bit more interesting. Not enough imps to play this Consumer, which makes our hand here really bad. We have no way of getting rid of these sycophants. That's not true. We can actually get rid of them. And that means we should. That's enough to kill 2 of them, and that guy kills the final one. We can't set up the queen on the bottom floor because she would just die to these guys. So I didn't actually need to ascend the imp there. That's 30 damage to the frontliner, which brings us a little bit closer to the collector. But what then? I think it's Gripfall on one of those guys. And play an imp. The imp will die to the... Oh no, we have Quick. Mold. Probably not ideal. Do wanna get this imp out of the way. Oh right, that was a consume spell as well, I forgot. Okay. You know what? Let's drop you down. That clears this floor. Should have done this first. because now this guy will gain an absurd amount of armor. But that doesn't really matter, he still dies to one hit of the consumer, so... Do wanna dripfall this consumer, but that can happen next turn. There we go, that's an easy win. Because these guys are pretty tanky. Imp in a Box and Flame Rage Serum. Imp in a Box is actually a way to still use imps, even with the Sketches of Salvation. But is that good? Maybe not. Yeah, probably not. And the other cards are a bit too weak, I think. Golden Smoke isn't bad. Makes sure we can save the health on our consumers in case we need to. Let's get some Queen Simplings out. Now we are left with 1, 2, 3, 4 units that are not consumers, so there is still a small chance that we get no consumer from the Sketches. Holdover. What do we want to hold over in this deck? And why is it a hidden passage? Hidden passage allows us to guaranteed bring the boss to the second floor, so we don't have to descend. We can use the more powerful way of bringing the boss to us. Do we want more spell upgrades? It's honestly not that important this time around, so I feel like we might be better off buying more purchase. This way we'll guaranteed get 2 Consumer of Crowns, a Fledgling Imp and a Steel Worker from our Sketches. And that's very nice. Blinding Dark Shard. Okay. So we can't play units here, otherwise they'll get dazed. Let's send you, so we can hit you for almost 300 this turn. We need more damage if we want to get flying kills. Guy again. Oh, I forgot about the Incant. I should have played my other spells first. Yeah, that sucks. That doesn't really matter. Just get some armor right now. Why did I pick up the stealth? I have quick on my units. Looming dark shard on this floor. Doesn't look like we are gonna get a flying kill here. Because we have to deal with these waves. But I will certainly try. We have to clear out some enemies here. It's not gonna be enough, is it? Could have sent both my consumers and deal another 230 to him. Even if I were to ascend him to the top floor again and still manage to clean out this wave, I still wouldn't have lethal next turn, so it doesn't matter. It's not gonna work out. Yeah, can't find enough damage. It does feel close, right? But these consumers don't have multi-strike. The plan was good if I had found multi-strike early, but now I'm not so sure. Feel like there's not much I can do to improve on that strategy. There's one thing, we could find Guruk's gold in the Merchant of Trinkets on the final floor. That's the one thing that could save this deck. Let's get rid of the Fledgling Imp. We keep the Steelworker because we are not gonna have 4 Consumer of Crowns anyways. And with that, these Reform cards become really, really bad. Let's drop a Primitive Mold. I don't feel like spell upgrades get us much closer to the goal at all. Yeah, I think we shouldn't buy spell upgrades. It's a waste of gold. I think we just skipped one very early. There was one here in ring 3 where we could have had a dupe. Then the one we took, and then there's the final one. Alright, there aren't 4 dupe portals, there are only 3. Yeah, that does seem a bit unusual. Don't wanna send the Gilded Wing because we can't kill the Gilded Wing and these guys with the quick consumers. Might as well throw some stealth out there, which means I can ascend one of these guys as well, because we'll have stealth preventing them from attacking us anyways. Let's start weakening this frontliner. Actually, we should have... No. We should have sent this guy instead. Start summoning imps on the top floor. And we're gonna have some armor on these guys. Never mind. You can go down again, I want you on this floor. Do want one of these imps to die so I can start reforming it. That was the wrong one, but it's fine. Just need to switch the order of these guys. Everything's okay. You go up. You down. This is fine. This is mostly fine. We just need to send you and then let 2 imps die to them. These guys, that's fine. Yeah, we have a very small deck. Actually, I do want you to be on this floor. You can die to the queen, that's fine. March of Shields isn't bad, but honestly it doesn't really matter. Do we need a resin removal? Not really. Maybe we just want some spells. No, I don't think we need too many spells we can consume. These don't matter too much. Wing clippings is actually kind of nice, but too bad. Missed out. Let's just keep our gold for score. I'm not gonna have an amazing score, but it should be pretty solid still. Because we can't get a flying kill. Even if we were to manage Seraph being on this floor all the time, then 7 turns here, well, that would just barely be not enough to kill the boss. We would be short by 5 health. Well, we can get those 5 health in another way, but that means we need to kill every single unit on the bottom floor. And keep the Seraph on this floor the whole time. And that's just not possible. So we just make sure that we safely kill these enemies. Don't take damage. Play our vengeful shots and then win the fight with a 3-turn boss rush. Oh, it's Purifier dies. Alright, the Steelwalker attacks last. That works out. Okay, so I don't really need to do anything beyond that. I wanna send this guy. Let's keep the stealth up. And let's keep playing imps on the top floor to trigger rally, just in case we need it for whatever reason. Floor is fine. I think I can consume the grinding rice without that causing any issues. We do have the Steelwalker left over to deal some damage, so I should probably get this guy out of the way this turn. This is probably a good consume. So we can ascend this guy and actually descend this guy. Yep. And they seem something. Okay, this is not nice, Seraph. Don't appreciate that. But we are fine. We can play the hidden passage this turn, but our deck is so small we will have it in time for the boss. But also our deck being so small is somewhat annoying with these vengeful shards, because our goal is not taking damage. We don't win right now, but we will win once we ascend One of these guys. Yeah, there we go. Only a 3-turn boss rush, but we got there. That's a solid score. We can compete pretty decently with the other scores. I don't, yeah, this won't get me first place, but still solid. Yeah, there was a lot of consumption going on between these consumer of crowns and the consuming seraph and the traitor's quill. Pretty simple sketches consumer build. If we had found multi-strike, we would have been able to get a pretty early flying kill, but without it, it was never gonna happen. Still perfect 3-turn plus trial, no damage every fight, and at least 915 gold left over. Which puts us in fourth place right now. The top scores being only slightly ahead of us. Let's take a look at Comrade's deck. He didn't go with the simple plan. He went for Shorttail Queen with Imperate 3. The same multi-strike Steelworker I got, but with health instead of attack. A Consumer of Crowns. Consume removed the Woken's Rail Spike. I haven't even found that one. Excavated Embers. So if he found another Consume removal for an Excavated Ember, he would have an infinite, I think. 2 Ember, then draw 2 cards, draw 3 cards in total. Yeah, that would be infinite. Although I don't see... No, he has... No, does he have a way to scale damage with that infinite? Because I don't see any. Oh no, I do see it. It's branding right. He will brand the bosses to death. But he didn't found the second consume removal. So the only thing he could do was do it a bunch of times with wing clippings. As long as it triggers, it will be fine. And not do much with it, because you can't branding right Seraph a bunch of times and then stop. That would be the opposite of what you want to do. Well, good thing he didn't find his infinite, otherwise he would be much further ahead of us. Let's take a look at the other 2 decks that are ahead. Abandoned Stave. Multi-striking Draft. Also Imp Parade Queen. Any way to keep the draft alive? No. Consumer of Crowns, Big Sludge. Took some damage, but I guess because they had memorial funds, they had quite a bit more gold than us. So their flat 3-turn boss rush trial, no damage score would be better than mine. Same goes for this guy. Also went with memorial fund. This guy actually took the imp sacrifice path. Yeah, I was just a multi-strike away from dominating this. But we didn't find it, so yeah, that's